Welcome to Wondrous Blessings channel. Learn from this video interesting facts about Luxembourg. It is the richest country in Europe, offering free public transportation to all. See breathtaking landscapes through a walking day tour around the city. Thank you for subscribing the channel. Hit the bell button to notify you of a new video. Give us a like, and thank you for sharing it with your friends. Luxembourg, also known as the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, is a country in northwestern Europe. It is bordered by France on the south, Belgium on the west and north, and Germany on the northeast and west. Luxembourg is one of the world's smallest countries. Their national language is Luxembourgish. Other languages, spoken by the inhabitants, are German and French. Luxembourg City, the capital, is known for its charming UNESCO-listed Old Town. Impressive historic fortifications and architecture, remarkable museums, picturesque landscapes and rich history. Visit and discover the history, culture and site of the wealthiest country in European Union. The Gela Fra, Monument of Remembrance War Memorial, is located in Constitution Square. The monument features a 21-meter granite obelisk topped with a glided bronze statue of Nike. Nike is the goddess of victory, who symbolizes freedom and victory. The bronze figures at the base represents the soldiers of Luxembourg, who served for France during World War I. The statue of Grand Duchess Charlotte, on Place de Charenfontaine, is a famous municipal landmark, dedicated to their beloved monarch. Villa Haute. Villa Haute is a quarter in central Luxembourg City. It is where Place Guillaume II, Place d'Armes, Notre Dame Cathedral, and Grand Ducal Palace are located. Villa Haute, the historic center of the city, is involved in its UNESCO World Heritage Site status. Cathedral Notre Dame de Luxembourg. It is a spiritual center and houses the royal family crypt. The cathedral is a combination of late Gothic architecture with Renaissance additions. The Grand Ducal Palace. The Grand Ducal Palace is the dwelling to the royal family, heirs of William, 1772 to 1843, King of the Netherlands, and Grand Duke of Luxembourg, 1815 to 1840. The building dates from 1572, and additions to the palace were made in 1895. Portions of the Grand Ducal Palace were open to the public in the 1990s, after the renovations were completed. The palace has one of the most beautiful facades in Luxembourg City. The palace today is the official residence of the Grand Duke, where he performs most of his duties as the head of state. Official visits of foreign heads of state and other guests of the Grand Duke are accommodated at the palace. The changing of the guards. The palace is open to the public for guided tours in the summer months. Place d'Armes is a centrally placed square in the Old Town of Luxembourg City. Historically, the square served as a parade ground for troops that defends the city. Place d'Armes today has become the city's main center of activity. The square is lined by numerous cafes and restaurants. Brasserie de Cercle is situated at the Place des Armes. The two-floor restaurant offers a panoramic view of the main square. The restaurant presents a wide selection of Luxembourgish specialties and Italian dishes. McDonald's, one of the largest chain of fast food restaurants in the world, is also in Luxembourg. Souvenir Shops offers a large selection of all-time souvenirs like plates, mugs, glass, magnets, decorative bottles, bells, postcards, maps, snow globes, toys, textile and more. The Bach Promontory is a high point of land and rock in the northeastern corner of Luxembourg City's old historical district. The rocky cliffs of the Bach Promontory offers a natural fortification and defense position within the loop of the Alzette. It is where the Romans, then later the Franks, created a fort. Around the fort, the medieval town was developed. In 963, Count Siegfried built a castle on the Bach Promontory. The Austrians, in the mid of the 18th century, began to build the Bach casemates, a subterranean defense system made of kilometers of tunnels. Luxembourg was one of Europe's greatest fortified locations from the 16th century until 1867, when its walls were dismantled. The fortress was time and reinforced as it passed from one European power to another. The Castle Bridge. In 1735, the Castle Bridge, made of red sandstone, was built to connect the rock castle with the old town. In 2001, Luxembourg City, with its old quarters and fortifications, was declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city had preserved remains of its fortifications and its old quarters. Discover the historic and charming district of Grund through a guided walking tour. The picturesque Grund district is declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1994. It is situated in the lower part of the city, right in the heart of the old fortress. Described as a village within a city, the Grund, surrounded by the Alzette River and located deep in a valley, can be accessed by public lift or on foot. The Grund has a calmer and quieter atmosphere than the nearby city centers. The Grund Quarter is located below the city, on the banks of the Alzette River. The National Museum of Natural History is a natural history museum located in the Grund Quarter, next to the Neumünster Abbey Cultural Center. Stierken Bridge. Stierken Bridge is a pedestrian bridge that spans the Alzette River in the Grund district. This bridge, that dates back to the 17th century, has undergone a number of restorations over time. It is a popular tourist attraction due to its breathtaking view of the city and the Alzette River. Centre Culturel de Rencontre, Abbey de Neumünster, Neumünster, is a center that hosts various events like concerts, performances, seminars and exhibitions. This former Neumünster Abbey, altered to house a military hospital, until the end of the 18th century. Was also used as male prison, up to 1980. The abbey was reopened to the public in 2004, to become the Cultural and Conference Center. Neumünster Abbey lie close to the banks of the Alzette River. The Alzette is a river, with a length of 73 kilometers, in France and in Luxembourg. The strategic location of the Alzette River led to the building of fortifications and community along its banks. The river became a means of transportation for the movement of products and people, making trade and commerce flourished. The statue of Melusina, the legendary mermaid of Luxembourg. Melusina married Count Siegfried, with her term of marriage, that she be given a day of absolute privacy in a week, which is during Saturdays. Eventually, tempted by curiosity and jealousy, the Count broke his promise, and entered Melusina's apartment on a Saturday. While she was taking a bath, he discovered that Melusina was a mermaid since her bottom half was a fish tail. When the Count discovered her secret, Melusina was filled with anguish and sadness. She escaped and disappeared in the depths of the river Alzette, and the Count never saw his beloved Melusina again. Chemin de la Corniche. Chemin de la Corniche is a path along the edge of a cliff. It was built by the Spaniards and the French in the 17th century. It runs along the Alzette Valley, from the Bach Promontory up to the lower part of the Holy Ghost Citadel. The walls of the Corniche, that were built as a defense wall, is now a walkway. According to the Luxembourg writer, Batty Weber, Chemin de la Corniche is the most beautiful balcony of Europe. It offers a superb panorama on the valley of the Alzette, the Grund and the Ram Plateau. In this area is the Grund elevator, which is the fastest way to travel back from the lower part of the town to the upper part. The Justice Quarter. The construction of the new site judiciaire on the Plateau de Saint-Esprit were finished in 2008. It houses a number of courts and legal offices.